Okay. So when I record that webcast as of today, then you will be able to access it and then listen that later. You also have a chance to go to Academy, go to Webcasts, and then see some other webcasts right here, past webcasts. This is the next one. I'm going to be talking in a week about how to trade in the current markets. Then there was another one, how to find winning stocks with the screener. We have a screener. We have very interesting concept about the patterns. You can also listen and review this webcast, find trending stocks, and how to make money trading with patterns and the screener, okay? Now, this is for your future interests. And what we're going to do, we're going to talk, and then I will show you the interesting feature on our site, which is called paper trading. Okay, so it's new stuff where you can take your ideas out of website, try it right here. Paper trading means that you are trading paper, not real money, and that way you're going to have fun. And you can register, you already registered, and then what you're going to do, you're going to trade. We're going to record your trades, and that way you're going to see how much money you made. Is this a closed trades, open trades, and the pending trades if they didn't go through, okay? So this is a really interesting thing because you're just gonna go and trade based on the information I'm gonna tell you, okay? This is kind of new stuff, and I see that a lot of people having fun with that, okay? Then if you click here on the product memberships, you will be able to see all our products, okay? And then we'll be able to subscribe or just use some of that for free. Okay. So let's talk about the odds of success. Okay. And then let me introduce our company, Tickeron. Tickeron is a SEC registered company. What it means it is Security Exchange Commission registered company. And there are a lot of constraints we have on the fact that we have that registration. We have some rights, but we'll also have a lot of constraints. What kind of constraints? We cannot promise you the guaranteed future. And when any company guarantees you a future, that means this company is not SEC registered, okay? Somebody, I mute everyone, okay? So here is an example. As you can see, Federal Trade Commission is suing Online Trading Academy for running an investment trading scheme. For what? For unfounded earnings claims, okay? So if you see that there is something too good to be true, then it is mostly, it is correct, okay? So what this company have been doing, they've been charging $50,000 per trading course, promising people all kinds of stuff that they're really never delivering because there is impossible to guarantee anything in the market, okay? There is what we can guarantee. We can guarantee that we can calculate the odds of success. What are the chances you can win? And then if you know your chances, you're much better off. And if your chances are very low, it's better not to trade. If the chances are very high, there is a good chance you're going to win, okay? So, and that's very important to realize that not every company is SEC registered. How to find out, okay? I took example from one of the well-known company called Betterment, okay? And then you go to the legal side and you can go on ours and then find Form ADV Part 2, What it means if the company has ADV Part 2 form, then this company, SEC or FINRA, SIPC registered company, and then you can trust. Okay, it's a matter of trust because there are a lot of guidelines. It is a regulated industry. So Tickeron is regulated by this SEC government regulator. Okay, so you can trust whatever I say. It is not going to go beyond what we can do, and we're not going to promise anything which is impossible to achieve. Okay, now, why we're going to talk about the algorithmic trading? Because it's almost 75% of trades are made by algorithms. Okay, and then if you really want to trade, you have to understand algorithms. And then if you really want to trade, you have to use some kind of algorithm. And that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Okay. So now you have to compare yourself who you're playing against. Typically, it's a hedge funds, mutual funds, other institution. And I'm typically giving here is analogy in sports. What you have in sport is a minor league. You can play in high school, you can play in college, and there is a national league, let's say baseball, basketball, okay? If you have these leagues, then you have chances to win in a minor league. Why? Because there are no professionals. And then if anybody from the minor league is going to go to the national league, the most likely is going to lose, okay? And that's where the problem is in the markets, because as soon as you press the button buy or sell, then you immediately get to the national league. You immediately get against the national players who've been doing that for living, okay? So what hedge funds have? They have staff of mathematicians. They have hundreds of computers which handle enormous amount of calculation. They have software and a backtest. The backtest, it means it's kind of you have a strategy, you go and test it with the data in the past, and then you know approximately how your strategy is going to behave. But what the individual investors have, they have themselves. And it's good that you know a little bit math and you will understand what I'm saying. And you have a couple of computers, okay? And but you have a problem. You're on your own, really, and you have to have support. That's where we help. We really help, and that's our business, to help you as individual investors and then present you pretty much the level of the data hedge funds have. Okay, so this webcast is really an orientation. It's kind of orientation in our system, which is, I would say, quite sophisticated. And what kind of prerequisite I think you should have to understand me, and I hope you know that. If you don't, there are a lot of videos on our site. You can learn about how to buy, how to sell short. You can learn about ETFs, mutual funds, and all these things. I'm not going to be telling today because I assume you already know, and then you're interested in the slightly advanced stuff, which is fine. But if you don't know that, then it's going to be a little bit difficult to understand, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the basics of the trading plan development, and I will talk about really that concept of odds of trading success. Then I will tell you all kinds of tricks, and then orient you in our website, okay? So that's the plan. Now let's start from the basics, okay? You really want to make money. When you make money, you really want to buy, and the stock goes up, okay? And then if you know what it means sell short, you sell short, and then stock goes down, and that's where you make the money, okay? So what I did, I kind of described that in 4 different strategies and the plans. You have to have a plan and a set of mind. So this is a trend continued. What it means you kind of see that the stock goes up and you want to really make money and you bet on the fact it's going to continue to go up, okay? This is a trading on a dip. Stock goes up, a little bit down, and then up again. This is a breakout, and I will show you where the breakouts play the role, okay? And then this is a trend reversal, okay? And this is for all the stocks going up, and this is a strategies for the stocks going down, okay? This is a breakout, this is on a dip, reverse dip, and this is a going down, okay? This is a trend reversal. And I don't know your level of experience, but I can tell you all beginners losing money are finding trend reversal, okay? They think they're gonna see stock goes down, and then they see small jump up, and then they believe it's gonna go all the way up. And 90% it doesn't happen, okay? It's a losing strategy, and I encourage you not to use this type of approach. But what you want to use? You want to kind of use like continuation of something, okay? And that's kind of more winning strategy. Let me give you another analogy. I like that analogy. You see, this is like a half pipe, either skiing or ski boards, right? There's not 100 people, just one person, one shot at a time. And as you can see, you go up, kind of left, right, and then you jumping on these edges when you have enough of inertia. If you don't have enough of inertia, you are not gonna fly. So people who win in these sports, they have to have enough of a control of this flying. And that means they have to have enough of a speed to fly up, okay? So trading trends, it's like catching this moment where you fly and you get your profit and you get out, okay? So the trading is not investing. And then investing, it's a long term, then you have to read about the companies, you have to learn hell a lot about their fundamentals, about the businesses, and it's a really valid strategy if you have 10 years to wait, okay? But in this environment where the market is very volatile, there are a lot of trends like that you can catch. What it matters is how to catch these trends and how to find them and then bet on them and see what's going to happen, okay? And then here's another analogy. Is that possible that this person is going to fly for sure? No, it's going to chances. They take chances, they fall and they break something. There's a risk involved, okay? And that's where you have to know your odds of the success of that jump, okay? Now, let me introduce to you this concept, okay? And then I bet some of you could have heard backtesting, okay? There is a term in trading, backtesting. This term also exists even in investing. Backtesting means I take the strategy, I take any plan like that, and then test in the past, okay? And that's called typically backtesting. And in all other softwares on all the websites, what you're gonna see that they're gonna tell you, you select the strategy and then you have to go back and the backtest with their own software, which I did myself for many years, okay? So yes, I did buy the different softwares. I have a PhD in math. I had fun with that. And then it was a quite interesting exercise, but you spend enormous amount of time to calculate the odds of success, which is the results of the backtesting. What it means backtesting? You take, let's say, a trade idea, okay, like that. We call it like trend continued, right? And then, yeah, it's wrong. It's trend, right? Okay, trend. We can say pattern, but it's on a trend, okay? So you believe that what you want to trade, and you take that stock and go back to, let's say, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, and find the similar cases where it went up and then continued up, success. It went up and then went down, boom, failure. Up, up, good, success. Up, down, failure. So then the odds of success is simply statistic over similar cases, okay? So when you find all the similar case testing, then it's called backtesting. Okay? That's a basic of a backtesting. There's a lot of software where you have to do it in your own. Okay, the difference of our side and all other sides is that all these odds are pre-calculated for you. Okay, so you don't need to spend enormous amount of hours to check it out what is the odds of success, because you just have the strategy, think about that, and we already pre-calculated that it could be 50%, it could be 30%, could be 25, could be something else. Okay, let's take another example just to solidify that approach. Okay, here is again trading on a dip. Okay, that's the strategy. You again go back and find in a different months, maybe 12/5. You see, it was different months. It's not necessarily the same months. At any time it happened. Okay, so then our artificial intelligence goes back and finds the similar cases. And then let's assume it found, oh, okay, similar, success, similar, oh, failure, similar, success, success. And then if it is 3 out of 4, it is 75% chances the same strategy is going to win. Is there a chance it's going to lose? Yes, it is 25%, which is quite a lot. Obviously, the larger the sample, the better. Okay, so that means you accumulate these backtesting results, and then you believe that, oh, okay, it's a good stuff. Okay, so I will show you and explain how important to be inside of the herd. Okay, what it means to be inside. It means that if you have a noise for this herd, then it's going to move all together. Okay, so what you want to do is to really look what the market is doing, what is the group is doing, and then you kind of don't want to go outside of that group. Otherwise, I mean, not outside. Yeah, you don't want to be alone. Why? Because ultimately one shape like that is going to join the herd, and they're going to go together, right? So that's the one thing I'm going to show you how to use it with our proprietary method in the eye. Okay. And then I will show you the patterns. That's a kind of interesting concept because the trends are calculated based on the specific shapes of the stocks which are they're making. Let's say analogy like that. You come to the doctor, you make what do you call it, ECG, like a graph and measuring how your heart behaves. And they say, oh, you have this valve failure, right? Or you have a heart attack, okay? How do they do it? They just look at the shapes of this, your heartbeats, and they conclude of your health, right? And in the patterns, it's also similar to that. So there's a history of studying different type of patterns. And then when we trade on patterns, it's not obvious trend, but it is somewhat a trend. So this is a typical one of the, let's say we have 37 typical patterns which our AI can recognize in the market. And then I will show you the example of trading on a breakout, I promised you, okay? So here's the thing. So imagine the stock goes down, then goes up, okay? Then again goes down, and then goes up. So this pattern is now formed as a so-called head and shoulder, kind of reverse, okay? Because you can consider reverse, head is down, this is a couple of shoulders, okay? And then it turns out that when the stock didn't go below this particular point, okay? It didn't go, because if it went below, that would be a different pattern, okay? So then if it goes this way, then the two shoulders and one head, and then it goes up. And you see this 1 point, 2 point, this is a third point. And if it breaks this particular point, this price, okay, then there's a very high probability that the stock is going to continue, and even we can predict how far it's going to go, okay? So you see, this is like in a half pipe, wham, and then you fly this territory. So that means you buy an entry position here, and then exit right here, okay? And then, I don't know if I can do that. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So, and this is a type where you see, now you see more clearly, this is a head, this is the two shoulders. And as you can see that in the reverse type of direction, you would break out, this is entry point, this is the exit point. So that means it is for the selling short, right? So you sell short here, you buy right here, and that's the distance called this is a target price, and this is a distance to target, okay? We covered that, and I covered that in other our webcast, and you guys welcome to listen theory about the patterns and what our software can do to recognize them, because you see this is a pattern too, right? And then what about this one, right? We can recognize this one too, and it turns out that you see it's got a shallow one, that means it jumps much less, okay? This is a very deep one, it might jump very high. And all these predictions are made by our AI. All recognitions these days are done by computers. And the patterns is the best example of a use of a computer, as well as the use of trends, okay? Now it's a theory, okay? We spent about 20 minutes, and I will go through some exercises, okay? So what you see here is our website, okay? Let me orient you what you can do with our capabilities even on the first page, okay? So let's assume you want to find out something about Tesla. You can type either Tesla or TSLA, which called ticker, right, or symbol. So I will type Tesla, right? And then I get it, this one, and I can go and read everything what our website thinks about Tesla, okay? So what we can learn about Tesla today, we can learn a lot from that page. First of all, this is a price. This is a change for a day. So it dropped let's say almost 6%, okay? This is the intraday graph. That's how it happened. So it is kind of went up a little bit and then down. That's how it lost 6%, okay? If you want to see how it behaves, let's say 1 month or 6 months, you can see that's what's going on with the Tesla, okay? And and then you see here, you can read the commentaries. It's actually, it already lost almost 63% from the high point. It's quite a lot, 63%, okay? And here is the sign that our software thinks overall Tesla kind of in the downtrend mode, okay? So how do we do that? We have quite a lot of different indicators, okay? I'm not going to be covering here the details of every indicator because that's not the purpose of this class. What I'm going to do is just to show you that we take about 7 technical indicators, and the problem with them is that some of them are going to be showing up, some are going to be showing down, but then we kind of analyze it all together, and at this moment we conclude that Tesla is still going to go down, okay? And this is analysis. If you don't know a lot about these indicators, but then you can read right here, okay? This is the moving averages. You can read how to use moving averages for your analysis. Then some of you could have heard that about stochastic indicator. I'm not covering here, but also it is an indicator, just indicates something, right? From a specific standpoint, we analyze that too, okay? And then what is different about us and others is that, you see, what we do. Moving average, 10-day moving average crosses 50-day moving average. And there have been 14 cases similar in the past for what stock? For Tesla, okay? Very specifically for Tesla. And it turns out that you can find how many times you already guys registered. So that means if you log in, you're going to see how many times it worked out well for this particular purpose. And then the same thing, it was an RSI indicator. And again, it was found 26 similar cases. This is a 69 similar cases, 47, you see. And as I said, typically what I've done in my life, I was doing all this back tests myself. In our system, it's all pre-calculated. It's enough to log in and look at that. It's for free, okay? So then what we also do fundamental analysis. There is a concept which I'm going to show you in a screener easier, but we'll also write about that. We analyze support resistance lines, which is quite an interesting concept. Then we have overall premium product where our AI looks at that and says, what are the chances based on the store, based on the 100 last predictions, okay? Then we analyze the earnings, okay? Then we have other sources, headlines, okay, from Yahoo Finance and Forbes and other sources, okay? This is the past news about Tesla. So as you can see, it's like in a Facebook, you scroll and you find all kinds of information, including you see information about Tesla, which is part of some groups. Let's see, it's electric car groups. And if you know a little bit of a concept of correlation, then you're gonna see that Tesla is very much correlated to this group. And the motor vehicles, 15 stocks here, and then it's 99% correlation. And then you see all of them lost, okay? All of them lost. Clean tech, charging batteries. There's a really good correlation in these groups, okay? You would say, okay, why do you need about the groups? Why do you need to know about these groups? Oh, because I told you, you have to be watching your herd and you have to see what's going to happen with the herd. And there are cases when, let's say, a group went up and one stock, let's say this one, went down. This is not this case, which is very typical. But when you see atypical case, then you see it's very highly correlated stocks in these groups, and one of them went outside of the group. Oops. And that's a really good moment to trade, because if everyone lost, and let's assume here Tesla would have gained, oh, definitely it's a good candidate for the selling. Okay. So then there are some other groups. You see, this is a correlation to particular stocks. This is a correlation to groups. This is a correlation to particular stocks. Is there any specific stock which is correlated to Tesla? It turns out no. It's not a big deal, okay? And oh, this is like very related, like what is that? It's Toyota, NIO, you might know. But there are some other companies which are very well correlated to Tesla. And why? It's a big deal, because this could be suppliers of Tesla. And then if Tesla goes somewhere, and then some of the companies go to opposite direction, it is most likely they're going to collide and they're going to go together. Okay. So you see, there's a lot of information on one page, and then you can use it for free. Okay. I even not log in yet. Okay. Okay. So we covered only one window. And then let's assume you want to compare Tesla and Ford. Okay, so some people say, okay, how to compare two? Okay, so then as soon as you have two, there's a button, compare Tesla and Ford. You press it here. Okay, then we give a really good analysis of fundamental ratings, and I will talk about these ratings later. But that's a really good analysis. Tesla, Ford, what happens with it. You see, this is the predictions for Tesla. This is the predictions for Ford. And it is interesting article to read. Okay, and we're still on the first page. Okay, now let's see if we can do like analysis of a category. Let's assume you want to find out what another group is doing. Let's say casinos. There's a lot of stuff going on in casino and gaming. Okay, I click here, and then I can go to screener. But I'm going to go to screener later. What I can do is to read all the news about casinos. Okay, I can, and that's similar news. Let me show you. So you see, this is all news and all the signals we've been generating to different types of stocks. Okay, but this is a really kind of important events, and you can read about them. Okay? But if you really want to find out something specific about the casino, then you can go and read news feed about the casino and gaming. Okay, so it means this news feed is going to be converted to the news feed about the casino and gaming. You go, okay, and let's see what happens. Okay, so you could have noticed that all this news have hashtags. Okay. You see, this is a hashtag. and you can analyze these stocks by hashtags, okay? What do we see here? This is a proprietary technology. We analyze the entire group. So how many stocks do I have? I have 21 stocks in the casino gaming, okay? Let me remove from here penny stocks. Let's see what happens. 16, okay? So some people like to trade penny stocks, some people don't. I'd rather to remove them because I don't like penny stocks. Penny stocks is kind of small value, market value stocks, and they're very volatile, okay? So this group consists of, you see this stock, Las Vegas, some others, MGM, and more. This is all 16 stocks on this page, okay? So then what we do, we analyze where this whole group or a herd going, what is the direction, okay? So what you really want to do is to play in the direction of the group. As you can see, that group kind of reversed. It lost a lot of value, but now is reversing, okay? Not all of them reversing, as you can see, but some of them, okay? So what we are generating is signals of the reversal, okay? So why signals of reversal? Because you see the group is reversing. Group is reversing. That's a kind of good news for the this type of stocks. And you see the Smelka Resort lost 52%. All of them lost a lot over the past couple of months. And then you see there's a different news about them, okay? And you can read them. Okay? And let's assume you want to analyze them deeper and exclude some of them, okay? There is a concept of the looking through their summaries. This is a news. Now I'm gonna take these summaries and click here, okay? I'm gonna take the same 16 tickers and present them in the form of these summaries, which you've seen this long text about Tesla. You remember this Tesla? This is a scorecard, all analysis all together, right? So you see, when you get this in the summary, you see this is the same analysis because the same 21 stock, okay? Then now what you see is analysis of every one of them, okay? And then you see this is a kind of a group reverse, but not all of them reversed, okay? And then you can do like that. You can see that the chances of the stock going up is kind of high. This is the likelihood, the odds of success pretty high for the group, okay? But when you look at the entire group of casinos, let's say you want to say, you could have believed that all the casinos going to go up, and you would think, okay, I'm going to trade Las Vegas because it's also casinos, but we're indicating that the Las Vegas might not go up yet. Okay, so that way you would say, oh, okay, I think I'm gonna remove Las Vegas from this, and now we have 20 stocks. Okay, the group still goes up, but there is no Las Vegas, no win. Okay, and then that way you sort that out and try to find the stocks which are gonna go up, right? Okay. And then you say, okay, and you keep checking. You see, you keep checking this group. You see, now I have 18 stocks, and I have still good chances. And this is a stock which are going to sum up. You see, now I have more of those going up. So what I'm doing, you see, I'm analyzing this group. I'm thinking, okay, the more this going to go up, that means the more chances I'm going to win. Okay, so then I'm still with the group, but I'm going to be able to select some of them with this technique, okay? So how you can get directly there? You just, instead of reading newsfeed, you can go to summaries, okay? Now, there are really built-in categories where people know this, and then not all of them static, okay? Let's say you can take a theme, which could be 5G or like coronavirus or whatever, China, cannabis, okay? So let's say 5G, click here, and then go also to summaries and see what all these stocks are doing, okay? Let's see what's going on with the stocks with the 5G. So this is a theme. We have about, I don't know, 1,000 different themes, okay? And it's also somewhat reversing, okay? You see, Qualcomm is reversing, okay? Why? Because the group is reversing. And that's the group, okay? And then you can analyze that group. And the important thing is that everywhere we see, we have 256 similar cases where, let's say, this company went down, actually. This is a Bollinger Band, there's another indicator, okay? I understand you might not know about all these indicators, but sometimes you even don't need to know, but you can read. Okay, you can read about these indicators, and then we analyze based on the different types of indicators and other fundamental analysis. Okay, so look, we're still on the first page. Okay, now uh, let's see what we can do from the first page. First of all, when you see this latest news, you click and you get more news, and this is news coming maybe every 15 minutes. We calculate them for you. Now, let's look at this thing, global overview, okay? Then it is the today's data, and then it looks like the major indices like Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell 2000, they all gained, which is a good news. We also can look what happened within a week. They lost. Month, they lost. Quarter, they lost quite a lot. You see 34% were lost, okay? So what we can do analysis of these global overviews or sectors like industry sectors, energy, consumer products, real estate. It looks like the energy today, you see they gained 10%, okay? And we're still on the first page, right? So you can immediately find out that there are some energy stocks went up, okay? So when we do that, we analyze so-called ETFs, okay? This is a very famous OIH ETF. Okay, so what you can do, ETF is the traded kind of portfolio consisting of the energy stocks. Okay, and then you would think, oh, okay, that went 9% up for today. Okay, today somebody made 9% if somebody was right, right? So what you can do, click here, and then it brings you to this similar page of this ETF, right? You see, this is ETF, the same one, and it gained that amount of the percent. That's how it was traded, okay? Let's look how it behaved over the last quarter. Wow, okay, it was going all the way down, okay? Month, okay? And look, it looks like this ETF is reversing its direction. That's what we're showing here, okay? It looks like it kind of maybe hit the bottom because it was a good news that looks like Trump talked to Saudis and Russia to cut the supply because they were kind of fighting in this oil war. And that's the indication that this group of stock, where's the group? OIH Holdings, okay? So you see, we immediately show you how each stock in this ETF behaved today, a month ago. You see, ETF, again, it is a portfolio of stocks where if you buy OIH, you pretty much buy pieces of all these stocks, okay? So this is all the holdings. And we know who lost, who gained, okay? So this is all of them. And look what happens. What you can really find out of that is that, look, this one entire thing gained almost 8.5%, 9%, right? But stock, this HLX, it's really penny stock. I don't like them. But let's say, oh, this one 6%, okay? But let's assume this one, $9, okay? This is a Core Laboratories. It's a component of that ETF. It gained only 1%. What the theory says that if this group is all together in one ETF, there's a good chance that the CLB is going to go up. Why? Because the entire herd went up, okay? In quite a lot, 13%, 26%. And for whatever reason, one of them, being part of the herd, didn't go, okay? So let's see whether or not it's a good idea to buy that one. Okay, you see, it says buy, and it gained very little. let's just see how much it lost. It lost a lot and stabilized. So that means there's a good chance it's going to go up tomorrow. You can check it tomorrow with me. Write it down, okay? And then in order to use these tests, you do like that, okay? So you log in, okay? I'll show you, okay? This is my account, okay? And then you go here, my paper trade, you see it's here. You go here, and then it's a paper trade. You type here. Oh, you see, we introduced that paper trade recently, and I've been doing that a few days. On paper, it's not real money, but made already 10,000, just trading based on the signals. And that's a paper trade and nothing to do with money. You can lose, you can gain, and that's open trade 0, close trade 100. And then that's where we calculate for you gain and losses. You can analyze using our strategies. And when the first time it's 3:30, it's about like 3 days ago, because it's a new product. Okay, we introduced. So for you to have fun. Okay, so what I said, like CLB, right? So you type here CLB, right? Okay, core laboratories, and then you buy. Okay. So if market is open, it's going to kind of trade right away. But because market is closed, it says market is closed, it's going to trade on the opening bell. Okay. Then you click OK. You see it gets to the pending order that going to exercise. And that way you're going to remember tomorrow. Oh, by the way, you can check and see how this idea worked out, well or bad. Okay. So what it means you can check any ideas you want based on our indicators. Okay, now back to the first page. You see, I'm still here and I'm still kind of analyzing. You see, I can analyze ETFs on the international markets. International markets, Australian went up. Why? Because they may be managing this virus better than we do. Okay. Now, so, okay, we covered this, we covered that. If you want to use this news only for Forex or cryptos or just only pennies, some people like just pennies. You click here, unclick everything, and now you have news only on penny stocks, okay? So you see penny stock, $0.5, $1, okay? There are some criteria to be penny stock. This is a very small stocks. Some people like it, I don't, okay? But we have it for our clients. A lot of people kind of trying to make money. Some made, but most of them lose. Okay, okay, now I'm orienting you here. Okay, now popular trade signals. Okay, so what it means when you create your own feed, then you can record it and save it, but we did it for you. Let's say bullish penny stock with technical analysis. Okay, bullish stock and ETFs with moving average. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, I click it here, and now I have the news, which is a technical analysis of these stocks, which are built based on these hashtags, technical analysis and moving averages. And then you can get all this news and then analysis, okay? So I'm still on the first page. Okay. Now, let me show you some other products, what we have, okay? This is a premium products where it goes to a lot of more sophistication. This is a real time, so that means we can find these patterns in real time every like 5 minutes. This is for people who really dedicate their time entirely to trading, and you can get patterns every 5 minutes, okay? So let me show you on a different, it's our pattern search engine where we do it on the, based on the end of day information, okay? Let me show what kind of patterns we have, okay? This is about 37 different patterns, bullish and bearish, okay? And this pattern is very famous, cup and handle. You click here and you read about that, okay? So let's say again, stock goes up, stops here, kind of goes down, creates like a cup, then stops. Why? Because like the people buy, sell and sell and sell, then somebody is buying and then exhausted, then went down, okay? And like a doctor, you look at this and then it's all of a sudden gets to that point, which is a breakout point, okay? According to theory and according to our recognition system, which goes and finds these patterns for every single stock, okay? And then it buy here, sell here, okay? So this is called the target price, okay? So target price, this is a distance, that's the amount of money you can make, okay? Stock goes right up, okay? And then also with chances of success, okay? So let's look. There is a concept of confidence where you find this pattern and say, I'm kind of confident, like doctor looking at your graph and charts, and say, I'm kind of confident you have a heart attack. And then let's assume doctor says, I have a confidence 60%, okay? Then we recognize with a confidence 60% about 3,000 patterns, okay? And this is based on all the statistics we record right here. You can read it. Okay, some made 70%, 60%. Okay, this is a winners, this is a losers. Okay, then let's say I want a better chances, I want a better confidence level, I want a better doctor. Okay, so okay, why don't I take 80% confidence level? Okay, then you see with 60, you had 66% success to reach the target price, right? We even don't count those who reached here. We count all those who reach here. Okay, this is a success story, right? So 66% reach the target price. If I say I want a better doctor with a better confidence, I'll have a 76% reaching the target price. And what is the target? Distance 5%. So I can, on every trade here, I'm making 5% or more, okay? If I say I want a 10% or more, okay? Then 82% reach the target price, okay? They go here and reach the target price, okay? And this is 82%, and this is all examples. You see, this is how much you could have made if you stayed with these companies, okay? So I covered this product, and then there are other products, let's say trend predictions, okay? We can do trend predictions also for Forex, for crypto, for stocks, ETFs, as a portfolio manager, okay? So with the trends, what we do, we predict whether or not the stocks are gonna go up within a week, within a month, go sideways, and this is a bearish, it's gonna go down, okay? And here is a famous saying for those who start trading: people making money on the moving up, people making money moving down, people even making money on sideways if you know how to make and place options, okay? But the beginners get slaughtered, okay? And that's the reality if you don't know what you're doing, okay? So my suggestion is to learn our system, do the paper trades. That way you're going to get confidence whether or not there is some particular trading plan is for you. Why it is important to choose some kind of a plan? Because it's like going to tailor your own dress. You say, okay, I'm tall and I'm thin, make it like a costume for me, okay? So the same thing with investing and trading. People select some kind of a plan because there are all kinds of possibilities. We're trying to narrow that down. Then you say, oh, okay, with this dress, I had a really good success on the parties, right? Oh, okay, that's a good analogy. And that way you say, okay, I want this type of dresses. The same thing with trading. It worked for me, that might be working in the future. So I covered that. Then we have a screener. Screener, it's a kind of more sophisticated. It takes like almost 1 hour to show, but I will briefly show you. Okay. So let me show you what we have in the screener. Okay. So we also do analysis of this. You see all kinds of different categories, and then see like energy metals today went up. Okay. This is a more detailed analysis. Okay. And we analyze from technical perspective. You see all these indicators. and then fundamental analysis. I didn't go through that, but I can tell you what others do in screeners to find really pre-screen the stocks. Then they force you to understand what is the PB ratio, PE ratio, cash per share, beta, EPS, ROE, total debt, PEG ratio, okay? So when you go to any other screener, you're gonna see all this stuff, okay? So with our screener, what you're gonna see with the fundamental analysis, you're gonna see valuation. Is that company overvalued, undervalued, or fair valued? Okay, now it's kind of speaking English, right? Then profit versus risk. What do you want to do? Okay, you can say, I really want to have some balance between profit and risk. You click here, and then now you have companies which are rank one is good, where they having reasonable balance between profit and risk. Or you click here, then you see undervalued companies. A lot of people like to buy undervalued company. A lot of theories about undervalued companies. Let's assume you want to find undervalued banks. Click here, you sort by this. Now you have all the banks which are undervalued. Okay, you can look how they behaved over the year. You see, this is a okay. But then you can say, okay, I like more like companies which are growing. You click here, price growth rating. Okay, and then it's still banks, right? So I can remove the banks. Let's say, okay, what would be, let's say, utilities? What happens with utilities? Okay, for price growth. Okay, you see, utilities been kind of doing well over the year. Okay, this chart shows you immediately, and there are some dips. Okay, some people would be buying those dips, and that's the way you can find the good stocks based on the fundamental analysis. And this is actually this screener also for the longer term trading. Okay, and I have a separate webcast just to talk about the screener, how to use it, and what are the different types of features and smart filter. I'm talking about indices and how to use this type of things, and how to use screener to find those ideas you wanted to invest or trade. Okay, but it's also for investing. Okay, let me see whether or not I covered enough for today. It's almost 1 hour. So you see, I showed you trends in news feeds, trends in screener, trend prediction engine, parent search engine. I'm kind of I've covered pretty much everything. And if you want to ask a question, okay, I can do the following. So there is a chart, okay? I see it now. Thanks, screen froze. Oops, sorry. Okay. Now I'm typing here hi. If you see that, you can type your question back, and I will answer that. I can try to. There is some kind of hand, or you can tell me you want to ask the verbal question. I will unmute you. But that's a good time. We have a few minutes for questions. Okay, guys, think about the question, make best out of this time, and let me know if you need some extra explanation. If you need more details, yeah, hi. So, yeah, if you have a question, go ahead, shoot it. Yeah. Okay, yes, okay. What are some of your technical analysis that you tend to use more than others regularly? Okay, does the AI provide entry points? Yes, let me start from the end. Yes, AI provides entry points in most cases in parents. Okay, let me show you. Yes, we do provide that. Real entry points. Okay, let me show you. So if we, you still see my screen, right? So if I go to the parent search engine, okay. Oh, okay. And you see, this is parents which are, how to use that. I have a whole webcast just based on the patterns, okay? But let me show you. Let's assume this is April 2nd. This is the latest pattern, triangle descending. I click here, okay? What I show here, let's see, okay? So this is a triangle descending for this company, okay? You can read about the company just clicking on that. But then you see breakout price, so that means it's a bearish. You have to short. So this is entry point, $52.78, and that's the target price, okay? Distance to target, 25%. That's something kind of out of ordinary. What's that stock? That means that's a kind of the situation with this stock. It means kind of moving really fast down. So it means the distance to target is pretty high, and 57%. Then with this tool, you guys look at this confidence level. And even though you have that confidence level, you really check the statistics, okay? And then let's see whether or not this particular stock has a good track record with the patterns. And what you see, it is not. It was 4 pattern recognized and only 25% was successful. Would I trade that 25%? Honestly, I would pass, okay? So then what I do on this webcast, I kind of explain that more and more details. Let's say cup and handle. You remember we covered mRNA, right? Let's look at that, okay? I will answer all your questions, guys. Just it was a good question. Entry points. Yes, you see, this is a entry point breakout. Okay, breakout $31.03 30x. It's 9% confidence level here. Okay, and that's the pattern. Okay. So I can go all along, I can analyze all of them for you, but that's a separate seminar, I guess. But we do provide the entry points, okay, and exit points. Okay, what are your technical analysis that you tend to use more than others regularly? Okay, yeah, I kind of already showed you. What I typically do, I do the following, okay? I go to home page, okay? I won't do it without login, honestly saying. But when I need details, I log in. Okay, let me show you. I don't know what you do. I come to the site. It is log out. Okay. What I typically do is I do the following. I want to really see the first what the market is doing. Let's say in the morning. Okay, you can see here red. You can see here green. But then you can click here view more. Okay. You can view more. Now, you see these boxes where major indices, inverse ETFs, commodities, and other bonds. And let's assume you kind of like something moving up. But what I do, I really still want to see what's going to happen with these 4 major indexes. You can type them, or you just can click here, you select, and then you go to summaries. You remember we went to summaries? Boom. So by taking all 4, I kind of get a sense what's going to happen with the entire market, okay? And then that's what I like to check, okay? What this sign shows that that market is not reversing. You see, I kind of had another private webcast yesterday and then said that's not reversing yet, but it's kind of picking up, but it's not reversing. Okay, it still has enough of the weakness on our proprietary. Yes, it did go up, but it still have some room to go down. Okay, would I be then betting up? Not yet. Why not yet? Because